Hey, it's Heather with Salty Vibes. I'm here today and I just wanted to talk a little bit about what life coaching is. I figured it's kind of what my podcast is a little bit about with personal life stories with my guests and everything, but also um, kind of goes along with my life coaching Instagram and website that I've created. And it's something that has really helped me in my life. I have done therapy and then I went and did life coaching through a trauma group. And then I did a 6-week course. And then there was an opportunity after I had done all that and was working through my healing that I got to get certified in trauma grief coaching through a nonprofit called Stronger Co. And then I also, during that, grant helped pay for some of it through the Stronger Co company, and then I was able to also get certified in life breakthrough coaching, so I could start my own coaching business. And I kind of struggled the last couple years figuring out what I really wanted to do with it. Like I said on here, I just need to start scrappy, and I've created a Instagram page, and then I'll like slack and not post anything, and then I've created a website like 3 different times. Then I'll stop dealing with it, and I've had to redo it. So I finally officially have one, but um, it's a little bit different than I've ever designed before. So I don't have everything on it right now, but it has the basics. So my goal this year is to grow my YouTube, my Instagram, and my podcast for life coaching, and also get it like a subscription started. So I just wanted to tell a little bit about what life coaching is. Not everybody understands what it is, because it is definitely different than therapy. We don't go to college and get a therapist license. We're not here for counseling. But what we do go through schooling for it. We get certified in it. And we learn, we have books and things that we learn with. We have to do one-on-one coaching with some clients for practice as we're going through our certification. And I definitely think it is something, along with if you are doing therapy, it is an amazing part that helps you. Partnership, you can gain clarity, you can help set your goals, you can take action to achieve any areas of life and personal, marriage, being a parent, mom or dad, and also in professional life. It helps you focus on your present and not stressing so much about the future, but also to gain clarity for where you want to go in the future. Um, it helps you through if you've gone through therapy, and sometimes, like when I was in therapy, sometimes it just felt like I was talking about the same thing over and over. And my therapist's like, "Oh, you're really good. You're doing good. You're doing good." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I need some like tools. I need more than what I'm getting. I'm just coming back and kind of rehashing the same story over and over again, which is fine because sometimes we just need a vent. We need to get it talking about it and get it out. But life coaching got me over that bridge. It really, especially the trauma grief coaching. So if anybody is in need of that, I highly recommend if you can get someone certified in it. The one I was in is more focused on, women and abuse with infidelity and things like that. But there are a lot out there. There's a lot of good life coaches and therapists that can get recommended, good videos and books to read. I definitely hope as I do this more, I can recommend some of those. Um, but a life coach is just a guide. We ask questions, we get your brain thinking, we hold you accountable, and you can always sign up, for a 30-minute consultation with me, which is free, and then kind of see if it's something that you're interested in. But hopefully, this little podcast today will kind of give you an idea of what I do, and what I'm hoping to do with more clients. Um, I'm hoping to get a few clients a month. Would be my goal for this next year, that I can work with steadily and kind of help you. And a lot of times, a client will sign up for 4 weeks and then they decide that they really like it, and then they add on, and sometimes we can work with you for 2 years if you really like it. Sometimes you get clarity and where you want to go in the 4 weeks, and then maybe you just want to do 4 to 6 weeks. There are packages for that, monthly packages that I will be putting out. Um, but my goal is just to ask questions, get your mind thinking, and sometimes even after, like when I would have my coaching session, I'd leave and I was like, well, that was a good talk, but I don't know if I got anything out of it. And then I went home and I started writing and journaling and doing my things. And I was like, oh, wow, I got a lot more out of that session than I even realized. So I kind of just think it opens up your brain a little bit. It kind of gets you like, okay, why do I feel stuck? A lot of times we get stuck in life and we're content and we're just like, okay, well, life's going along and this is what we do. We wake up, we're on our hamster wheel, we're living Groundhog's Day over and over and over again. Life coaching kind of gets you out there and makes your brain open up and you get off that hamster wheel. And we do still get back to it sometimes because it's just human nature and it's life. But when you have someone holding you accountable and kind of coaching you in the background, it's like on a team, when you're in football or baseball, any sport. If you're a sport person, all my kids played sports, and I had a daughter who was in competitive cheerleading and competitive figure skating, and my boys played hockey and basketball. And so you play these sports and you have these coaches on the sidelines and they're helping get the team together and get you fired up and ready to move where your dreams and your goals are in that dream of yours of playing that sport. I think this is kind of the same thing because life is our sport. It's our, adulting sometimes gets hard and we don't have handbooks for it. So I think that the life coach, even though we don't always have it figured out, we also are um, there because we're figuring out sometimes maybe we're a little bit farther than you. Um, but I would love to help with challenges, define some clear goals, discover answers and potential for you, move you forward on healing some of your past. I'd love to partner with you. I will be an active listener and guide you on steps. So, life coaching is not therapy. We don't focus on diagnosing or treating mental health conditions or past trauma, unless you do trauma and grief coaching. We don't deal with mental health conditions and trauma grief coaching, but we do talk about traumas in life. It's a little bit different training in that category, but the life coaching I am focusing on, that is my own business with Heather White Coaching, is more about solution focused to help get your answers and solutions that you're looking for. It's not giving you advice, but it's asking you questions so that you can figure it out in your brain. Um, so it's pretty much you doing the work. I'm just here to kind of support you. The powerful questions that we have on the list sometimes just are simple, but it really gets into your brain and makes you think. It kind of gives you a self reflection and it can help uncover strengths and potential that maybe you haven't thought about or think about in your life. And so um, I really think it's a good support. It's a really good thing for having an accountability partner. I do different strategy tests that I have in my some of the documentations and worksheets that I provide during our weeks together. There were things curriculum that I was given during my certification that I'm able to use in my business. But I really think that it's life changing and I use it in my everyday life now, even for with my kids and relationships. And it makes my brain, even by being certified and working with a life coach personally, just kind of makes me think differently and makes me open up my mind more to people and not just have a black or white thinking. I kind of like can think a little bit more about, oh, why is this person this way? Or, why are we deciding to do this question? Or maybe some ways we communicate aren't always coming across healthily. And so with life coaching, I feel like it does help you become a better communicator. It does help relationships for the most part. I mean, I still struggle in certain areas of that with things that I'm working through, but I mean, we're human, so we all have that. So anyways, that's just a little bit about life coaching, what a difference is between that and having a therapist. I do highly recommend both. I think they're both amazing. But if you've already done the therapy and maybe you just don't really want to do it anymore, you kind of feel like you're not getting more out of life, life coach is an absolute great option. I would love to be your life coach. I do kind of focus more with women since I do the trauma grief coaching with women. But I will work with men as well. I have brothers and boys and really good dad in my life, and I love to hear their side of the stories. That's why I've had my brothers as my guests on here, because we've all gone through these personal things in our lives. And my brothers have really cool stories. My boys have really cool stories. And just, there's this side to men that we don't always get to hear about, especially I think in today's world. Some of the men are kind of, um, they have to be tough and they can't talk about their emotions. And men have these really soft hearts, and some of them, especially me having, my men, my boys in my life, my two boys, I'm really close with them, and I get to hear about their struggles and their woes, and they're just they're just good men. So I think I would love to add a couple men into my life coaching as well. But like I said, my main focus has always been women, especially ones who maybe have gone through a divorce, or maybe your kids have grown and you're in your mid 40s and you're like, what, you've been a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you only worked part-time, you didn't really have a career, and you're like, what am I doing with my life? Like, where am I going? And a lot of us, I feel like lately in the last several years, have gone through a divorce in midlife, and we kind of just have to restart everything all over again. And so that's kind of where my heart has been. Like, I have several friends I've helped through the trauma support group that I did when I lived in Alaska, and then some that I work with now, um, just to be their support while they're going through a life change that's really, really big. And a lot of us were stay at home moms, or, helped our husband run a business. Our life was revolved around our marriage and our kids. And then all of a sudden, all that's torn away, and we're like, what are we doing with our life? And so that has been something that has always been on my heart since I've went through this, that kind of been my main focus. But as I'm growing and moving towards this, and then I have my brothers, and I had my brother who went through his drug and alcohol recovery, and he's talked a little bit about it a couple weeks ago on my podcast. And then my other brother, Phil, he talked about some of his life struggles, um, and then my oldest son, hopefully I can have him on here one day to tell his story, because he has been through a lot. And we talk practically every day. And we talk about 3 years ago, some stuff we went through with him, and just where he is today, and just the life changes, and his faith growing, and just so many things that have gotten better, just through him going through therapy and having good coaches in his background, and good mentors and people in his life. So if you're looking for a life coach, I would love to help you. If you're in any of those categories, it's all aspects of life. If you want to start a business, I would love to help you with that. I did help my ex-husband run a business. I do real estate. If you're a mom that's been with your kids all this time and you're thinking about maybe doing a side hustle or something, I'd love to help coach you through that. Also, if you are going through trauma, grief coaching as a woman with infidelity, abuse, any of that, please check out Stronger Co. I am a nonprofit coach for that company. I'm based out of Washington now. I was in Alaska. Um, we may start up another support group around here at one of the churches. I used to do one in Alaska. So I'll know more probably in the next few months if something about that comes up. There is a one-on-one coaching, or there's also a 6-week course through that, and that is through the Stronger Co website. Or you can reach out to me. I'll leave all my links below for my website and my Instagram page. And please subscribe and follow to my podcast. Please follow my Instagram page. And again, these podcasts at this moment are coming out every Monday. So I would love for you to subscribe. Click below. Thank you for following me. Have a great week.